From the first murder committed in firelit caves to the electronically transmitted distress calls of deep space, we leave the 20th century filled with regrets. Time is fleeting. Madness takes its toll. And when humanity gasps its last, all that will remain, if anything, will be the theater of terror.
Hotel of Tomorrow 2.
The House of Shelley.
You've just had a turn.
You didn't like it.
That doesn't mean you get another go straight away.
You may have spent your strokes on love over blood, but you're entitled to no new ink for it now.
More a lover than a frighter, Byron.
The heart wants what it wants, I'm afraid.
I'm certainly not afraid. Not of your latest story, nor, I am sure, of your next, which I see now is upon us whether we would have it or not.
A story that I am certain you will love, but not about love. A story about blood and the life it carries. About the creatures of the night. For surely the peaceful bees and armadillos have beating hearts too.
And one of these creatures of the night is no doubt the subject of this sanguine story.
How right you are, Percy. For one of these creatures preys upon blood to hoard the very life it carries. He uses the night to hide his predation, just as he uses aristocracy and real estate dealings to hide his bloodlust. High on a jagged mountain in Romania lies the castle of the dashing and mysterious Count Dracula. Deep in the depths of a murky forest, branches illuminated only by the dim light of the slivered moon, an old castle sits atop a sloped hill, and in that castle, a being of shadows and nightmares lies still, waiting for the hours to pass, until the time comes to strike. My eyes open into pitch black, held tight by the enclosed space surrounding me. This darkness is not inflicted by its late hours, though night has long since fallen on the woods outside. No, my body is held comfortably close by the wood of a coffin. My hand, brimming with supernatural strength, easily pushes open the large, heavy lid of the casket with a mere touch. I have a special visitor tonight. I adjust the maroon vest over my white dress shirt, neatening the silky, ruffled collar. No mirrors to check myself over, of course, but I don't need reflection to know how to dress with elegance. A knock echoes through the castle, emanating from the front door. My special visitor, you have arrived. I exit my chambers and fly down the dim hallway, cape billowing behind me like a pair of black wings. I arrive at the second-floor balcony, resting my hands on the railing before me. I peer into the flickering light of the candelabras below and gather you in my stare. Frail of stature, you stare up at me uneasily, tired eyes carrying heavy bags like the satchel slung around you. Uncertainty pouring out and dripping into cold sweat on your forehead. You shrink in your raggedy brown raincoat, holding onto your sack tightly and glancing around like a scared animal. I give you a small smile. generous enough to invite and dismiss unease, but not enough for a glimpse of the sharp canines hidden beneath my lips. With a wide gesture, I raise my voice to fill the manor with final welcome. Good evening. I'm very pleased you've chosen to stay here in my castle, your hotel for the night, during your visit. I run my hand along the rail, descending the grand staircase. I'm sure, come sunrise, you'll feel the same. So to you, I extend a grand welcome, my honored guest. Your throat bobs with a gulp. I raise an eyebrow as I examine you closer, and something inside you shrivels under my scrutiny. My claw-like hand points itself to the cabinet beside you. You stare at me blankly. Your coat. You give a quick nod, putting the jacket in the wardrobe with a nervous, shaky hand, as if hanging it alongside the skeletons. Placing a hand on your back, I herd you forward gently. There's no turning back now. Your smell assaults my senses as we walk together. Turned earth, moldy rags, and the faint aroma of rosemary. I extend my other arm to the foyer, showing you the facilities here. Fine couches and engraved wooden surfaces. A fireplace, should you get cold, though I myself find no use in it. It all seems like meaningless droning. You won't be here long enough to find these of much use, after all. But the lulling is part of the art. The rearing of an animal before the slaughter. A nourished lamb tastes far more tender, after all. The clock chimes. Just in time. I lead you through dark halls toward the dining room. Beady yellow eyes watch us from the shadows. 2 grand doors swing open ahead of us, and your mouth drops at the sight of a long, lavish table set extravagantly before us, lined with dishes beyond anything you've ever been able to access or afford. I gesture graciously to the chair, and I seat myself at the far end of the table. You eat like it's the first meal you've ever had, like you knew it was your last. You don't once stop to question why your host hasn't touched a thing at the table, why his hungry eyes, fixed like a wolf's lurking in the tree line, don't seem to be fixed on the food. You bleat repetitive thanks for the meal. I wave off your gratitudes. I don't have any use for them. Beckoning with a finger, I command you follow me. Your room awaits. You obey as if pulled by an invisible rope, obedient all the way until the butcher row. The bed has a large, ample mattress with draping curtains matching those on the wide windows. A furred rug on the floor stretches out from the bed frame to the wall. And what a wall indeed. A display of glorious weaponry from floor to ceiling, daggers and spears, pistols and rifles, trophies, claimed from those unwise enough to seek combat instead of cowering. The hounds hidden in the herd, prey that fights back, but prey all the same. A stake buries itself in the wall beside my head. You pull another stake from your satchel, face twisted in focus and contempt. An enraged growl rips its way up from my throat. It seems there's another trophy to add to my collection. This meek guest thinks themselves to be a hunter of hunters, a protector of the flock. Another stake, this time aimed at my chest, buries itself in the stone wall as I slither away. You grab a long sword from the display and drive it down on the wall as I retreat up. I catch your determined face in the blade of the long sword, but only yours, my own reflection missing from its silver surface. I swing a hand toward you, nails raking across your cheek. You cry out in pain, stumbling back, but your eyes never leave mine. You lunge again, hurling the sword and grazing my arm, tearing cloth and flesh. Black liquid oozes from the wound, but it only heightens my fury. You scramble from the floor to reach for another weapon on the wall, but I grab you by the collar and hurl you onto the bed. One of the posts holding up the canopy breaks clean in half. We claw at each other, rapidly exchanging and dodging blows, but never enough to kill. We fight through the night. Hours pass as the walls of my castle are caked with the damnations and grunts of our deadly passion. My inhuman body, not so easily fatigued, manages to catch you by the wrist. I flash you a deadly grin. With my other hand, I sink my nails into your back, locking you in petrified place. You squirm uselessly in my arms as my face closes in on your neck, slowly, delighting in the dread and your desperate, whimpering lamentations. And at last, I feed. Sharp fangs break paper-delicate skin easily, sliding into your veins. You gasp in pain, and your body tenses rigidly, silently. The taste of blood fills my mouth, rich and delicious, with subtle notes of sweetness delivered by the taste of victory. I can feel your heartbeat racing beneath my lips, slowing to fluttering helplessness. You attempt to escape again, batting at me weakly, but I only bury my teeth deeper, lips pressed fully against your warm flesh. Your veins split, opening the wound, and blood bursting down your neck and chest in streams. I hungrily drink what I can, not one to let a meal waste, savoring the elixir of life that floods from your core. I shove you against the wall, abandoning my reserve, tongue lapping out at stray, precious blood, teeth tearing your muscle and veins open further. My white undershirt darkens with red as I finish my feast. You make a final, feeble sound, and I feel your body go limp in my arms. Your heart starts to slow as it fails to keep up with my ravenous appetite. Your hands drop, and you twitch along with your last, lurching heartbeats. Sated, I step away, leaving you dim and trembling against the stone wall, hands balled in the crushed red curtains, barely keeping yourself on your feet. Your dull eyes are flush with death and fury. They meet mine, and we see each other for the first time. You match my bloody smile with one of your own. Something passes between us, and I understand too late. You finally collapse to the ground, the last of your human strength clutching the heavy velvet curtains that hang over the window. The first rays of the rising sun reach in gently with dawn's arrival. Embers instantly flare up on my skin. I howl in pain, attempting to rear back into the shadows. My limbs give way, turning to soot as I collapse to the ground. I burn like kindling, now eagerly consumed by the sun's deadly flames. You jerk back to life, expression contorted by fear. You touch your neck lightly, the bite healing with unnatural speed. We see into each other's hearts, and we know. The fading moon looks down on an end that never comes, as hunted becomes hunter, becomes hunted. A new shadow will fall upon this castle, donning a cloak of phantoms and fond lies. As the rest of me becomes ash and cinders, I give you a sharp smile, so that you can see your reflection one last time.
I quite like that.
Thank you, Percy.
Good show. Good show, old man. Now, come, Mary. That was something. Yes?
Mary?
All right, yes. I can hide the charms and terrors of the tale no more than I can conceal the charms and terrors of the teller.
Bad blood washed away as easy as a swallow of wine. Byron, I shall go to my grave wondering if your grace is a trick to ensnare or a treat to delight.
Fine by me, as long as you do not go too soon. I'm content knowing that I can send you off into the wide world with a fuller understanding of horror.
I have a deeper appreciation for your talents, dear Byron, but as fine a story as it was, it does not begin or end my understanding of anything.
For of course you have a tale grander than my Dracula in his castle.
No, not grander. Smaller indeed than is ever expected in sudden tragedy. This tale is a reminder of how very much ruin can arise from a fly in the ointment.
The theater of terror and the hotel were created by Veronica California and Mark Whitten. Mary Shelley is Kelly Nienaltowski and Bailey Wolfe. Percy Shelley is Mark Whitten and Rissa Montañez. Lord Byron is Graham Rowat and Damon Alums. Written by Veronica California. Music by Lauren Pokorney and West Rodri. Special guest composer Zach Tatom-Drake. Art direction by Izzy, filthyguts Chavez. Dracula, written by Lily Bensinger. Associate producers Mark Whitten and Pacific Obadiah.